Hello. Hello, everyone. Welcome. This is Philip Carcom. This is Tea with the Druid, brought to you by the Order of Bards. Hello. Hello. That was very strange, wasn't it? What happened there? Anyway, here we are. It's true. What he was saying is correct. It's Tea with the Druid, and it's brought to you by Philip Carcom and by the Order of Bards, and Druids. And this is me, and I'm here. And you're there, and I'm starting to see everybody's names coming in. It's fantastic. Brisbane, I've seen Wainui Beach in New Zealand, Chile, Surrey, Essex, Washington, sunny London, Coldstream, Canada, Norway, Costa Rica, fantastic. Prince Edward Island, Canada, Saltburn, Teesside, rainy Las Vegas, and Powys, Chico, California, all sorts of wonderful places, BC, Canada, and so on, Indiana. So do make yourself comfortable. It's lovely to be with you. If you saw the photograph on the thumbnail of this session that I took a few days ago in Caernarfon in Wales, in Snowdonia, this wonderful setting, so glorious. And my grandson kindly put on this film. It's an 8-hour YouTube clip of to send you to sleep, and it's got music behind it, which we're not playing, of course, but it looks lovely, and it reminds me where I've just been, so that's why it's there. And it's better than having a black box on the screen instead. So welcome everybody, and as people arrive, let's take the opportunity just to settle and arrive. A week flies by, but it also seems terribly long. It always seems to me such a long time since we gathered in the Grove together. It's only 7 days ago. Feels like a long time to me anyway. So it's a time to rest and relax and to feel ourselves coming together, settling. And it's a time to come to the hearth, to this wonderful word that combines all these interesting words and wonderful words that really express the values of Druidry: heart, earth, hear, ear. So listening deeply, coming to rest, feeling at home. And just kind of tune into the degree to which you feel at home right now, at home in yourself. And then translate that into a feeling, the feeling that comes with that, whether you really feel at home within yourself or whether you feel perhaps a little lost or a little disconnected or a little out of alignment or maybe fully in alignment, all these different things. These feelings come and go. So there's no judgment that one should engage with oneself or with other people around this. It's just how you're feeling in the moment. And see if you can get a word that expresses the degree to which you feel at home or not. And then come out and share that. If you appreciate it's quite an intimate question, really. And one of the reasons I hesitated as I said that is I realized how intimate that question is. So if you don't feel like answering it, don't feel you need to. But James is saying, I feel connected at home. Brent, slightly unsettled, finally getting better, excited, recentering, disconnected, peaceful and enlivened. This Beltane has been a period of reconnection for me, positively energized with love, well balanced, completely at home. I'm in Wyoming, sparkling with creativity. Settled and safe, heavy and grey today. At homeness that wants to expand, enjoying the now, slightly overwhelmed, big changes, realigning to home, safe and content in my new home, trapped but not sure why, tired, dislocated, restless but positive, comforted, at peace, lonely, wanting change, yet feel at home, sunny, fluctuating between uncertain and peaceful, safe and cozy, frazk, still, serene. After a long time, I'm finally starting to feel like I'm finally fitting in my own skin again. I've been a little disconnected lately, which is why I'm sneaking off to the Grove with you all while I'm actually at work on my lunch break. A lot going on, but okay. I say yes to all my being, yes at home in my body, house, and garden. Chronic migraine frustration. Relaxed and at peace for the first time in a while. Happy at home. I feel as a watcher of nature anew, birds all about. Discombobulated, drained, frazzled. A little inadequate, but mostly fine. In pain, sad. Anxiety about things out of my control. Rediscovering joy. Where I was always meant to be. Enjoying the last few weeks in this home before we move again. Joyful Beltane fires ignited our marriage. So, great range as ever of feelings, and thank you all for sharing your feelings, even the difficult ones. I think it helps us all to hear from each other and to hear how we're doing. And it seems to me that this question of feeling at home is really a very useful way to kind of sum up in one concept and one feeling how we're doing. It's like a kind of touchstone for how we're getting on. If you're feeling at home in your body, feeling at home in your heart, feeling at home in your relationships and in your mind, then that's pretty good. That's kind of the goal, I guess, of personal realization. And then the goal of spiritual realization is to extend that to feel some sense of oneness with the cosmos and at home in life itself and at home at all levels of being. So it's just a handy way. Well, not just, it is a handy way of talking about these kind of ideas, I think. And then from that kind of baseline, I guess, from that central idea, we can then get ideas about, when we're not feeling at home, when we're feeling, and we use words like, I'm feeling out of alignment. It's very interesting in itself. What does that mean? Feeling somehow that everything hasn't sort of lined up in us, that maybe we're conflicted in our feelings and we're not quite comfortable where we're staying at home at the moment and so on. So out of alignment, feeling alone and lost in some way. And all these thoughts have come to me because I've come across, again, I knew it a while back, and in fact it's quoted in one of the Druid Circle, one of the lessons in the ovate grade, I think. But I'd forgotten about it, and I found the full poem again today by David Wagner, who's a very interesting poet, who was I'll read you a little kind of vignette of him. Poets' lives are always very interesting, I think, and if one ever wants a little kind of plunge into inspiring and interesting material for one's mind, I think to choose a poet whose poetry speaks to one, and just to kind of just to read their biography a little bit, or born in Ohio and raised in Indiana, Midwesterner Wagner was initially influenced by the ethnic neighborhood, industrial production and pollution, and the urban environment. That's what he knew. But at the urging of the poet Rothko, he moved to the Pacific Northwest in 1954, and it changed his outlook and his poetry. He recalls, when I drove down out of the Cascades, it's such a fabulous name for a range of mountains, I drove down out of the Cascades and saw the region that was to become my home territory for the next 30 years. My extreme uneasiness turned into awe. I had never seen or imagined such greenness, such a promise of healing, of growth. Everything I saw appeared to be living ancestral forms of the dead earth where I'd grown up in the Midwest. Wagner's poetry often mourns the loss of a natural, fertile wilderness and covers the themes of survival, anger at those who violate the natural world, and a Chaucerian delight in human oddity. His poetry has been praised for its crisp, descriptive detail and metaphorical bent. And when we're in the grove together, I'll read you one of his poems. So let's go into a meditation now. Let's drop into a place of peace. And I'm going to invite you now to try something different. For those of you who are familiar with doing these meditations, we usually imagine that we're sort of somehow entering into a sacred grove, a clearing in the woods, trees around us, the earth beneath us, the sky above us. And we're there. What I'd like to invite you to do is to imagine that you're already here, even though you can have your eyes closed and you can see the room around you and all the walls. Just play with the idea that that's a sort of illusion. And even as I say these words, if you're willing to, you just let your sense of the walls dissolve, ceiling above to just fade away, the floor beneath you to fade away as you feel yourself on the earth in the sacred grove. And there ahead of you is a small fire burning, little fire crackling, and you can smell the wood smoke now. You can hear the crackles of the fire. At this stage, you might want to lower your gaze or close your eyes to better sense this sacred grove around you. You haven't moved anywhere. You're still sitting here. This grove around you, but now sitting with you are a whole bunch of other people. A couple of hundred people all sitting around in the circle with you. Folk who've arrived from every direction, sitting in the circle, just letting go, dropping down, allowing themselves simply to be. And you take in a slow, deep breath. Hold for a moment, and then breathe out fully and deeply. And then again, just breathing in slowly and fully, holding for a moment, and then breathing out fully and deeply. And you become aware of the earth beneath you. You imagine that the palms of your hands are just gently floating out to touch the earth, and you notice how it feels. Notice whether the earth feels dry or moist. Can you feel through the palms of your hands? Does it feel sandy? Are your hands on moss or grass, or are they on rock perhaps? Just move your palms around a little bit on the ground to sort of feel the earth beneath you. Feel its firmness or its softness. And then just move your attention away from your palms. You might bring them back up to your lap. And just tune in to the fact that your energy field actually is partly submerged in the earth, which is what happens when we sit on the earth. And you can sense, thanks to this, you can sense all the life in the earth, all the creatures moving around. The incredible energy in the earth, all the processes that are going on, mycelial connections being formed, creatures sliding through the earth, sliding past stones, rocks, crystals, the moisture in the earth too. And you know that a bit further down, there's water. There's running water because there are underground streams and rivers and aquifers and lakes. See if you can send your awareness down now into the earth and see what is the water system down there doing for you? Is where you're sitting? Is there a great underground lake deep down? Is there a little underground stream? Maybe there's nothing. Maybe there isn't one. Just see what you can feel. Douse with your senses, but also just with your imagination in a playful way. Just out of a spirit of curiosity. And if you're not sensing anything or your imagination needs encouragement, just invent, imagine something. Imagine there's an underground stream deep below, or whatever takes your fancy. And then as you move your awareness up closer towards the surface now that you're sitting on, you sense the moisture and you sense the roots of the trees around you, drinking in some of this moisture, the sap rising up these roots. You become aware of the trunks of the trees around you, and your awareness moves now up above the ground to be aware of the trees behind you and all the way around the circle of this clearing. This sense that these trees are alive, the spirits of trees, each one with its own character, with its own quality of energy, each one alive, each one conscious in its own way. Dear trees, we love you, respect you, admire you. We wish to preserve you all across the earth. May there be more trees on the earth. We sense the spirits of the trees. We sense their uprightness, their protection, and their power. And we sense their branches now above us. And the boughs, branches, and leaves, twigs, all this vibrant life now. All the leaves that have opened in the spring, the brightness of color, the oxygen that they're exuding, the essential oils that they're exuding too. And we breathe in the breath of these trees. Allowing the life and the energy of the trees to mingle with our life and our energy. We become aware of the sky above us. And we breathe in the energy of the sky too. The energy of the sky meets the energy of the earth within the center of our being. And sitting together in this clearing, we have a time which is known in Druidry as Eisteddfod, time of listening, where we just listen. In Eisteddfod, we listen to poetry, to song, to story. And in this case, we're going to listen to poetry from the poem Lost by David Wagner. Stand still. The trees ahead and bushes beside you are not lost. Wherever you are is called here, and you must treat it as a powerful stranger, must ask permission to know it and be known. The forest breathes. Listen, it answers. I have made this place around you. If you leave it, you may come back again, saying, here. No two trees are the same to raven. No two branches are the same to wren. If what a tree or a bush does is lost on you, you are surely lost. Stand still. The forest knows where you are. You must let it find you. And let's open now to being found by the forest, to being welcomed by the forest, by the grove, by the trees around us. We are not intruders in this space because we come here with intention, with love, with openness. We come here to be with the forest, to be with the earth, to be with the trees, to be with the creatures of the forest, to be with the fire, to be with the water too, wherever we find it. May this place be blessed. May this land beneath us be blessed. And we stretch out our hands and touch the earth. May the earth be blessed. May all her creatures be blessed. And then let your hands drift up and take the hands of those in the circle. Feel the sense of strength and community in this circle. All of our lives at this moment, here, now. The forest has found us. We are home. A blessing on this circle. A blessing on our lives. A blessing on all life. A gentle squeeze of both hands, and we let go of the hands beside us, and we move our hands to our hearts. As we move to our hearts, we feel the warmth of our hands against our chest. We allow that warmth to spread. May I feel at home in my body, at home in my heart, at home in my mind, at home in the world. Take in a slow, deep breath, hold for a moment and breathe out fully and deeply. And as you do, you allow your awareness of the sacred grove to gently fade as you become aware of being seated in your room opposite your screen, retaining any positive feelings you experienced in the meditation as you gently open your eyes when you feel ready. So welcome back. Slidina saying, what an excellent poem. Yes, Lost by David Wagner. That's Wagner. Yeah. So home feels good. Thank you, Philip. Yeah. Good. So next week, I think I'm on a train going to Scotland or coming back from Scotland, I think. So there'll be a surprise. I don't know what, but a surprise next week. But in the meanwhile, I'm going to go into the Druid Hearth now, and we'll see some of you there. Otherwise, have a lovely, lovely week. Much love and many blessings. Okay, bye.